Um, I thought that was probably our best defensive effort for an extended period of time thus far on the short season. I thought also that the crowd was fantastic. I thought that it was very much a pro Oklahoma State crowd, and I thought that they helped us, especially right before the half when we went on that run. We got a couple steals and layups and dunks, and I think that kind of got us going a little bit. But I'm proud of their effort. It's obviously offensively it was painful to watch at times, but when you're off 8, 9, 10 days, whatever we were off, sometimes you're going to have that. But good win for us. We're excited about it. Now we've got to go to Seton Hall on Saturday, and we got to focus on that.
Defensively, evident by the numbers, but what did you like from your team on the floor?
I thought that they followed the game plan. Right? When we were trapping a ball screen, they trapped the ball screen for the most part. When we were flat hedging, they flat hedged for the most part. They followed the game plan, and then they kept the ball out of the paint. With the for us, that number is going to be much lower than it has been. And then on the flip, we played at the rim all night long, and that's what we needed to do. I was proud of their discipline in terms of not shooting open threes when we knew that we didn't want to shoot a bunch of threes tonight.
I think you shot 2 threes in the first half. That doesn't happen by accident. Is that kind of something that you've been hammering home with the guys?
Yeah. I mean, we number one, there's a couple things we've talked about several times. We've got to start finishing at the rim better. And obviously, we started off the game with 3 missed layups, and that's not acceptable. But I thought that the more we could play at the rim, the more we could get to the free throw line, the more easy opportunities and extra possessions that we could get tonight.
You're able to use the end of your bench for the first time. It seemed like the starters, the guys that played, were maybe the most excited out of everybody. Just kind of what does that mean for the team?
You guys ask me all the time about internal leadership and camaraderie and those guys being connected and as a team. And they know how hard that those guys that don't play much, they know how hard they work. They know that when we have practice at 9 a.m., those guys are there at 8 a.m. to work on the scout team and those sorts of things. And they want them to play. They want them to have success and have fun. And that, to me, that just shows that you have a connected team. And it was fun to see.
You guys had a season high with 16 steals and, had 32 points off turnovers on a night where you couldn't get a lot going in the half court. What does that mean to just be able to get those easy buckets?
Yeah, no, I mean, it helps our offense, obviously. Anytime you can get transition baskets and you're scoring against an unset defense, your percentages should go way up. But our identity has to be physicality. Our identity has to be defense. We're not going to be able to go out in the Big 12 and score 82 points a game. It's just not going to happen. So that's been a big thing for us to work on over the time from Charleston until tonight was our defense.
You talked a little bit about the crowd already, but what does it mean, especially to have that sort of crowd with just basically having a month without a home game here?
Yeah, I mean, and obviously I've already covered that about lack of scheduling, but it is what it is. I mean, this is almost a home game for us, and when we play Oklahoma in the Paycom Center in 10 days, it should be virtually a home game for us. We should travel well. We've got a huge contingent in Oklahoma City and in Tulsa, and hopefully they came to the game and they liked what they saw tonight, so that now they'll be traveling to Stillwater to support us there as well. But we're trying to build it, obviously, and that's a big deal. And tonight I thought was a huge step forward, and I really applaud the people for coming out and supporting us, but also for being loud, because sometimes they'll come and the crowd is not into it, but I thought they were into it, especially when we gave them a reason to cheer, right? When our defense was good, they were excited.
You're still using a lot of guys. Do you want to trim that down at all, or are you okay with the rotation that you've got right now?
I'm fine with our rotation, yeah. I mean, I think that we've got a group that's, fairly similar. And so, to Khalil Brantley, sorry. He was not necessarily great in the first half, and Arturo came in and he played really, really well. But then the second half, I thought that Khalil played better, right? And you've got to have enough bullets in the gun to play the way that we want to play. And, you're not going to, if you're playing as hard as we're asking you to play offensively and defensively, you're not going to be able to play more than 3-4 minutes at a time.
Bryce Thompson got a chance to play his last game in his hometown. Is that something that you talk to him at all about before y'all played?
No, not really. I mean, you know, we don't ever talk about individuals a whole bunch. We talk more about the team and our team goals, and I've been on him and his teammates this week about their defense. So, you know, I was happy to see him play well. I was happy to see him get some baskets down the stretch and those sorts of things. I thought that he took a couple in the basket and they probably could have helped him out and given him a couple fouls, but whatever. I thought that his defense was good and he was locked in for the team.